we'll just.
Welcome to the Weasel. Welcome to the Weasel. Whip out your dicks and shove them in your ass. Welcome to the Weasel with Mike and Jonah.
Bananas, cool beans, cool bros. We are cool bros.
Time to be cool bros together, dude.
Yeah. We're gonna be cool
Nope.
bros that are cool. I love that wall behind you. Is it a curtain or is it just a wall?
That
That's a
is
window.
that's a wall, dude. I'm currently in a basement. I'm currently in a basement in Wichita, Kansas. Why am
Mm.
I in Wichita, Kansas, mind you? Because old people live here, and we have come to visit them. We've come to visit
Right.
them in their age. Their years are on, and perhaps not many left. So here we are to
Mm.
visit. Yeah, and then obviously it's Easter as well. So happy Zombie Jesus Day to anybody out there
Yes.
worshiping the good Lord and
Yes.
His
Happy
Son.
Zombie Jesus Day. Welcome back. Appreciate you coming back for day 3 of your death. Nicely done, Jesus.
Yeah, good on you, Jesus. Unless you're Roman, then like, wow, you really suck at killing somebody, eh?
Mm. I mean,
Really
they
thought
did
you
their
would have
best.
guys. Yeah, they killed a man, then put him in a cave, and then covered
Mm.
the cave with a boulder, as
Mm.
I recall. And after 3 days, they were like, you know what? Let's check on him, just to be sure.
Mm.
And sure as shit, dude, they botched it.
Gone, dude.
Fucking
Gone with the
botched it.
wind. His clothes were folded up. He even folded up his rags.
When did Jesus die the second time? Because if he came back to life, that would imply that he had to have died a second time.
No, never
Or is
did,
he?
dude. He
Or
ascended to godhood.
when?
You know, the only reason they checked the cave in the first place is because there was reports of people seeing Jesus's ghost coming to talk to them and then disappearing again. So that's why they checked the cave to see if his body was in there, and it was gone. So,
What did he talk about when he visited these people?
oh, not much. Hey guys, it's me, your boy Jesus. And they're like, holy shit, you died. And he's like, yes, and now I'm back. And they're like, we don't believe you're really him. And then he showed them the holes in his hands. And then they're like, God damn, now we believe you. And then he disappeared.
He said, "Don't take the Lord's name in vain," and he fucking
Like, and
turned
make
into
sure you
glitter.
keep on hating gay people, of which I'm one. Make sure you fucking, give money to orphans and to widows, unless, of course, it's, taken away from the money in the church, which don't do that. And make sure you instill a society of tax-free havens for anything religious so that we can amass as much money as possible for the Lord.
For the Lord.
And so, as it was said, it was done.
Amen, dude. Amen. Yeah,
Amen to that, brother.
yeah. I mean, like, they are going to church tomorrow. And her grandmother made it pretty clear that it is not expected of anybody that does not want to go to church does not have to go to church. Because I think last year we also came here for Easter, and like it was semi like required that everybody went, and I think she was like, "Oh, this isn't exactly what I wanted." That was when we started talking. I think
No.
that was when they were talking about angels, and I was like, "Oh shit!" They brought up those three questions. I think we talked about this on a podcast, but that podcast got erased. But it was it was the pastor, the minister, the religious reverend of disciple was like, I'm gonna ask you, turn to your neighbor and ask them three questions. Do you believe in angels? Do you believe in guardian angels? And I don't remember the last one, but I was like, I'm out on the very first question. I'm out. Sorry, I don't have it for you. And then everybody else was like, yes, I believe in angels, and the angels are flying around. Yes, and I was like, oh shit. I'm in a land of make believe. I'm looking around at all these people who gather here today to pretend. We're in pretend time.
Yeah.
Well, of course, that's it's more like an accepted. People feel very deeply. They pray. I get all that. I'm not saying it's all a big joke, but for me, I was like, oh,
feels like a bit of a joke. Yeah.
I was like, oh, all right. I was like, we're taking this a little bit too seriously for. Pretty much, I came to the conclusion I probably shouldn't be here. This is for people that are not me to enjoy in their time.
Right. My mom would say that is the very reason you should be at church.
Why is that?
Because Jesus loves people that believe and don't believe in him more than he loves everybody else, dude. Jesus loves you, whether or not
Jesus
you know
loves.
it.
Jesus loves me more than people that believe in him.
Well, that's my tidbit. Yeah, I don't know.
I was like, that's kind of fucked up, dude. I mean, they put in the work in the relationship.
A couple things. One, that question's really loaded because it's like, do you believe in angels? No. Do you believe in guardian angels? It's like, okay, so you're only asking this question to people that answered yes to the first question, right?
I know.
And then obviously the third question is probably the same. Yeah. There's no like, oh, well, why not? Do you believe or not believe?
The third question was... The third question was, do you believe that you have a guardian angel? That I just remembered.
Oh, right. So answers to first and second question must be yes as well. Yeah. Well, the thing is, I don't even necessarily don't believe in angels. I'm sure they're out there. I just reckon they're fucking terrifying to look at. Because in the Bible, every time somebody sees an angel, they go blind, they die, they lose the ability to speak for a month. All sorts of shit, dude. They're terrifying to look at, man. Like they're fucking monstrosities flying in the air.
If you see an angel in its true form, it's like, I don't know, too like powerful for you to even gaze upon, and your eyes literally burn out of your fucking head.
According to the Bible, yes. If you gaze upon the glory of God, even reflected in the glow of an angel, then yeah, you'll fucking be burned from the inside out. You go to heaven, but yeah.
I mean, wait, dude, if an angel kills you, and that's kind of an oxymoron, no?
I mean, I think angels kill shit, dude. Like that, in the Bible, it also says that they're fucking like warriors of God, right? They're the army, is the angels. Those cherubim that run around, fly around, they're not like just fucking a part of a choir, dude. They don't have those little bow and arrow to just fucking
for nothing.
Shoot people, make them fall in love. That's like secondary, dude. They fucking take people's heads off with those motherfuckers. Guaranteed.
Yeah, but so does that mean that God made an army before he had an army to fight against? Because Lucifer was an angel. So he was like...
Right.
So if anything, he kind of started it.
Yeah.
If you're gonna make an army, then you're inventing war. So...
Bro, the whole concept behind free will just doesn't make any fucking sense. All right? Think about it.
Do tell.
Okay? So you are created by God, right? and he's giving you free will to choose to make all your own decisions, right? Nothing is set in stone. Every decision that you come across is your decision to make based off of the moral values you have that are instilled in you by your belief and your faith in God or not, right? But also, God is omnipotent and knows everything that's going to happen. Okay? Which means
Okay.
everything that's going to happen to you is set in stone in the vision of God, which means you aren't actually making any decisions. He already knows what you're going to do before you do it.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard it described as like, I don't know. I don't know enough to comment on the how much God plays a part in your decision making. But all I know is it's your decision to go to church or not, and I'm not fucking going. I'm not doing it.
Not
I'm
doing it.
good.
Not this year. Not this year,
I went
baby.
before, and I felt. I mean, not like they were not nice people or whatever, but it was kind of like it's something that like you never talk about outside of church. At least like in a lot of the Christian households that I've been in, or Catholic or Protestant or Methodist, whatever the fuck you are, it doesn't really come up unless you're at church and it's like, well, of course I believe in God. I love him and he loves me and I pray for you all the time. And I'm like, do you? Do you though? Are you just like old school manifesting? That's kind of what it seems to be. Like that's kind of what praying is, right? Just old school manifesting.
I mean, I think manifesting probably came after prayer. Like the idea of manifesting the things that you want is very new age, but you're not wrong. Like the idea of praying to another entity is kind of similar to like how you pray to any other entity, right? Like I see it a lot in Christian attitudes towards like Islam, right? Whereas like, oh, that's fucking pretty crazy stuff that they pray. What is it, 7 times a day or something like that? They pray and they always face towards Mecca, so whichever direction they are in relation to that, they're always facing east or west or whichever direction it is, and they're always facing towards Mecca, and they pray 7 times a day, and they're always on their knees on this little mat, and they have like a certain prayer that they go through. That's wild. That's crazy shit. Like how taken they are by the demons of Islam. And then you go
Yeah.
to a Catholic church and you go and sit in a little box and you tell a man that you can't see his face, but you're pretty sure he's probably sweaty. You tell him all about the bad things that you did last week, and then he tells you to go home and say however many Hail Marys, and you got to hold this little fucking rosary necklace and with beads, and you count the beads, and you say a Hail Mary for every time that the priest told you to absolve your sins as some kind of penance for God to say, like, oh, I'm really sorry I did that thing that I wasn't supposed to. Here's that. Like that's just Catholicism versus Islam. Like the vast differences, but like they're so similar. Really, I mean it's mind-boggling.
If I'm comparing the piety of the two types of worshipers, then it pretty much goes. I mean, they're doing 7 times a day. That's pretty devout, They make sure they face the right direction, no matter what they're doing. They fucking hit the knees, say the things, and you got to go. More than most Christians I know are Easter and Christmas Eve kind of people, and they go and they get asked if they believe in angels, and they say, "Well, of course I do. Yes, and here's the money for the bucket, and God loves me. See ya in 6 months." And I think both are beautiful in their own way. I really do. But yeah, that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing here in Kansas. We're visiting.
So what are you? What are you doing tomorrow when they all go to church? Are you just gonna stay at the house and masturbate violently, or what?
I think I'm gonna have to commit a sin. Yeah.
Nice.
I don't think Janie's going either, so I'm probably just gonna bone her out of wedlock.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah,
That'll
dude.
show them.
Yeah, dude.
How do her
They're nice people.
How do her grandparents feel about that kind of stuff? Like, are they like pretty devout, or are they very much like Easter, Christmas, fucking? That's when we go to church.
I think I think they go every week, but you know, like they're old. They're old as fuck, dude. They're really close to death, so it's a bit more on the mind.
What else they got going on? They're just
well,
ready.
that too. You should at least spend once a week trying to make sure your soul isn't damned when you reach that stage of life.
It's coming too quick, bro. You know, you don't want to fucking get caught unawares. You know. Oh shit! I forgot to pray. Dead. Oh,
But no,
fuck hell. Shit.
They're honestly really cool people. Honestly, that they're big, pretty open minded. You know, they're not like forcing me to do anything. They invited me over to their home, opened up their basement, and their granddaughter to me. So I'm taking advantage of both, baby.
Fuck yeah. Get inside their granddaughter's basement in their basement. Fuck yeah,
dude. And then dude, I think we're having like crock pot nachos for dinner and wine.
Shit, yeah.
They're big wine people, and I'm like they're like 80, 86. And I'm like I ain't telling them shit as far
she
as
is
like,
not she's 86.
Both of them. They're both like
she does not look
in their
86,
late 80s,
bro.
dude.
When you introduced me to her on the phone just a little bit ago, there's no way that woman is 86, bro.
Dude,
she looks great.
Nan's is hot as fuck, man.
Yeah, dude.
That gives
Fucking
me,
Nans can
that
get
gives me
it,
some
bro.
hope, dude. Nans, if you're listening, I hope you're not listening, Nans. But if you are, I think, you know, shit, I take the whole family down, dude.
Damn, Nance, like, man.
No, I tell her that she knows she's a good-looking lady for sure. I mean, and like Julie as well. And I'm like, I made an excellent decision. I'm gonna look like a fucking butt. I already do. But it's gonna go from cheek to asshole. You know, I'm gonna turn from a butt cheek into a butthole real soon.
Yeah. You reckon?
I don't know. I mean, I'm not gonna get any better looking.
That's unfortunate.
Actually, dude, I don't know if I told you about this. Part of whenever I went to Dr. Dickhead, and I was like, "Hey man, I can't breathe so good," and he said, "You have allergies," and I said, "Do you see how fucking broken my nose is?" And he said, "You have allergies," and I said, "You're a fucking moron, dude. I want to speak to an ENT." And I went and spoke with an ENT, and they were like, "Yeah, dude, your schnoz is busted as fuck." She actually told me that because of how I got hit upwards. So like, the story was, this is when I was in high school, actually. And we were at a Venture Landing, which was like a go-kart arcade place with a bunch of my friends from high school. And,
Sounds dope.
Yeah, it was a dope spot, and we kept just riding the go-karts. But you had to, when you got off of the go-karts, put you like on the other side of the track. You had to run around, get back in line to get on the go-karts, and there was like nobody there. It was like toward the end of the day, and so like me and the boys were like running around, and then like we got to the part where it's like the line like zigzags. You know how they do, for a queue. If you know, to make a line of people, it like zigzags, and you have to fucking run through it. well, my friend that was running in front of me decided that instead of going through the zigzag, he was just gonna hop over the barricade to the next fucking, I don't know, lane, and he just kind of stopped short, and I like stopped because I was like right behind him, and so like to not run into him, I oh, kind of teetered like over him, like stopped my forward momentum, but I kind of like my torso like leaned over him, and then he jumped up at the same time over the barricade.
Oh.
His head just fucking smashed me right in the schnoz from below, and just started gushing blood, dude, gushing. And so, fast forward now 10 years, and she said that my nasal cavity or like my septum like zigzags because it got crushed, like it fucking broke this way and then broke the other way too.
Just like that go-kart line, man. Oh.
Oh, dude, just like the go-kart line. What they decided to do is that they're gonna have to re-break my septum in a couple places, and then give me a nose job on top of it because like shit wouldn't look right, I guess, if they just fixed the septum. Like they're like, we'd have to give you a rhinoplasty as well. And I'm like,
I don't know. I'm kind of curious what it would look like healed up, just rebroken again. Like you'd be able to breathe good, but like it'd look fucking just janky as. Like, your face is just like an asshole, just fucking.
just like smashed dog meat, dude.
This nose is just like a can of beans that fell on a concrete floor. Just fucking. Fuck yeah.
Yeah. So I'm getting a nose job, dude, in like 6 months. It'll be after the wedding though.
Cool. What is it gonna look like? Is it are they gonna change it much, or are you gonna have them shave it down a little bit, make you a more shapely nose, or?
I hope not. Like I hope they don't give me like a fucking Cindy Lou Who nose. That would be like it needs to fit my face,
button
you know.
Nose.
Little button nose, dude. Like all those California girls get their schnozzes shaved down.
And they do it, and then it just starts falling off. And you end up just with two holes, like Michael Jackson.
Fuck, that'd be kind of cool too, actually. I mean,
somewhere between Michael Jackson and Voldemort. Somewhere in between. I think you'd look pretty alright. That'd be dope.
Yeah, man.
And you can be like you can do some mad dress up for Halloween, bro. Like think of all the costume ideas you could have if you don't have a nose. Like
that's gonna make things easier for sure. If I didn't have a nose, costume wise.
Yeah.
Yeah. So getting a new nose. I did want to tell you about what we did today, actually, but I also wanted to ask you about your cheese last night, because let's see how you've been going, dude.
So last night we went out to some friends of ours' house. They've got a new pool that they've put in. Fuck, it's nice, dude. It's a nice pool. So we
Did you guys get in?
swimming in the pool, having some, oh fuck yeah, dude, swimming around, had some drinks, some tequila, fucking love tequila, you know, love tequila, whatever. And, so for instead of having like dinner, we just had like a mad charcuterie board, and it was like crackers and like those, you know, those really light, they're like breadsticks, but they're like got cheese through them. They're like braided sticks. I don't know if you've ever seen those. They're fucking
The
pretty
biscotti?
good. It's kind of like, yeah, kind of similar to a biscotti, but a little bit different. I don't know. They're really light and cheesy and really good. But then also they had like, oh man, they must have made, there was like a thing of brie on there. There was some fucking camembert cheese. There was a hard cheddar. There was a soft cheddar. And then they made like a fucking, like a baked feta. Yeah.
This sounds like somebody that knows how to make a fucking charcuterie board, like someone that studied in the ways of charcuterie, because my missus has also studied the way of charcut. And you got to have a few things. You got to have a soft cheese, a hard cheese, different kinds of tangy sauces with a jam, nuts.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, there was like this eggplant salsa that was really good. It was like they securely took these little breadstick things and she wrapped prosciutto around them.
Fuck yeah.
Right? Fucking, it was so good, dude. And so we eat all this stuff, right? We eat all this cheese and crackers, and so there's a bit left. And then they bring out this fucking big old round baked feta that they just took out of the oven, like soft and just a little bit browned on the top, and a little bit honey drizzled over the top of it. Bro, I fucking smashed almost that entire fucking wheel of feta cheese to myself. And I've never felt fucking sicker off cheese in my life. I've tried to poop 3 times today. And I mean, like, you know, when it's like fucking knocking on your door, you're like, oh yeah, this is going to be a massive poop. Like, it hurts. You can feel the swelling in your anus. And then you sit down and you manage to squeeze out, like, you fucking just strain and squeeze and push and like, fuck, I'm going to prolapse my colon and this is fucking painful, whatever. And then the tiniest little fucking goat turd comes out, just this little dry nub off the end of it, just bloop, and that's it. And then it just sucks itself back in like fucking like an alien, dude. Oh, fuck, that's where I'm sitting at today. Really nice cheese. Ate too much of it. Didn't drink enough water yesterday.
Sure.
I'm pretty dehydrated from the night before, the 2 days before, because we went over to Steve's house on Thursday night for his birthday. Got fucking drunk there. Didn't drink enough water for then. Fucking didn't drink enough water yesterday. Yeah, so it's just a bad combination of like too much cheese, not enough water, a little bit too much alcohol, among other things. And yeah.
How you feeling right now? Give me like a 1 out of 10. How you are at this moment?
Man, dude, like I would be probably sitting at a 7 if it wasn't for my ass in so much pain. Gonna have to bring that down to a 4, but
yeah, dog.
yeah, I reckon.
Dog. Sounds like a 4 to me, 4, man.
Probably. Yeah, I'm in a bit of a 4 situation. Not the best, not the worst. Definitely been in worse spots. That time I shit my pants when we first got to Korea, that wasn't great. But yeah, no, not there yet. So that's pretty cool. But tell me about what you guys did today, because you went and did some nuts, eh?
Well, yeah, we went and got some fucking nuts today. I encourage you to drink water during my tale.
Oh yes, cheers.
Jar of water, perfect. Well,
jar of water. I've got a cup of bean water, dude. I've got so much water.
Nice. So, well, like, they picked us up from the airport yesterday, and immediately started talking about, they're like, oh yeah, when we come back tomorrow, you know, we'll take this road. And I was like, why are we coming back to the airport tomorrow? And I guess that there's a plane exhibit. They're like, yeah, Doc's here. And I was like, who the fuck is Doc? And they're like, Doc is an airplane. And I was like, huh? Come again? And they're like, yep, Doc is an airplane. And he was saying something about like the first plane in World War II to have like computer targeted machine guns. And I was like, what the fuck? So yeah, it turns out we got up today and they were like, hey, we're going back to the airport. So that's what I've been doing in Kansas. I've been visiting the airport multiple times to go see Doc. And so like we get there, and it turns out. Well, first of all, we're not allowed to see it up close and personal because they are taking people up in the air in this fucking like World War II plane, and I was like,
Whoa.
you couldn't pay me enough to get on that motherfucker, dude. Like, what do you?
You
I'm
wouldn't
not
go?
getting on.
You
No, dude. I'm
wouldn't?
not. I'm not
Oh,
getting on a
dude,
plane that
100% I
was.
would.
I'm not getting on a plane that was made 80 years ago.
Bro, you gotta try that plane, dude. That's fucking dope, man.
Well, guess how much it costs per ticket to go up and just fly around for like 45 minutes.
120
310
bucks.
310 per person.
Fuck off.
Yeah.
That's fucking ridiculous, dude.
Yeah. Even like one of the workers there was like, "Sorry you didn't get to see the plane up close and personal, but we make a lot of money when they take people up in that plane." So
No
yeah,
shit.
the plane was a B-29 I don't know, bomber, fucking B-29. And they started making them during World War II, and I guess Wichita was a major hub at the time when they started making them. And I watched, like you sit there, you watch the entire fucking history of it. These planes were the planes that decimated fucking Japan, like that firebombed Tokyo, and one of them dropped the bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. And I was like, oh, okay, so that's this plane. And it wasn't that exact plane, but I guess they made like a couple thousand of them during the war. And this was one that I guess this guy found it in the middle of the Moab Desert, and it was being used for target practice by the Navy as like a bomb, like to be bombed. And this guy found it. He actually traded the Navy like another kind of plane to get this fucking plane, tow it back to some airport to be able, and then shipped it or like fucking trucked it to Kansas to be rebuilt from like pretty much the ground up. But it was pretty neat, dude. Got a little history lesson there. And they interview like one of those old salty veterans, that was like fucking, like, he wears the hat, he has all the fucking insignias all down their vest, which I'm so glad that I don't feel the need to do that. Like, maybe if I went to war and like that was like a defining thing of my life, maybe I would, but I really hate the way those dudes look. They look like dog shit, and then they just have all these stupid fucking symbols all over the place.
Well,
And
part of the
nobody
reason they
likes
look like dog shit is because they kept getting blown up and shit. Which is
Well,
why
they were,
they wear
these
the fucking
these dudes were
patches
doing the
and
blowing.
stuff.
Dude, like, listening to this guy talk about, he was like, yeah, in 3 days we burned eight square blocks of Tokyo, and then they didn't surrender, so we burned another 70. And then we dropped the bombs on them, and I was like, "God damn, dude!" Pearl Harbor, I get it. They fucking poked the bear, whatever. But I was like, "God damn, man!" So
Have you ever heard that that theory that the radarologists or whoever the radar people in Hawaii actually saw and knew the planes were coming for Pearl Harbor before it happened?
no,
Yeah,
I've
so
never
there's
heard
a theory that they actually had pre-warning that the planes were coming, and there's a couple different theories. One, that they didn't believe it was actually them because there's no way that they could fly a bunch of planes from Japan all the way to Hawaii. The other theory is that the military knew that the United States wouldn't get involved with World War II unless there was an attack on American soil, which Pearl Harbor was. So, yeah, weird shit.
So you think that they let them attack? Or sorry, not you,
Yeah,
but there's an idea that they like let them attack us.
that somebody let them attack us to allow us to get into the war. Because the Great Depression
I
was
don't
going
know,
on at the
dude.
same time, and the thing that basically got us out of the Great Depression as a country was the fact that we went to war and so much money was being handed back and forth. So that's kind of what got us out of the Great Depression. I mean,
Yeah, dude.
that's
I
the
mean, when you think
military.
about
That
it,
was the start of the military-industrial complex.
right? And whenever you think about it, I mean, and then I saw this all today as well because like they even mentioned the Great Depression in the little video reel, and like how many jobs got created by like the manufacturing of these airplanes to the point where they brought women in the workforce as well.
Yeah,
Uh,
war
that's where
bonds. A lot of
that's
money in
where
war bonds.
that's where Rosie the Riveter comes from, is because they fucking were just riveting planes, the siding of planes together,
Yeah.
and these particular fucking planes, as a matter of fact. So, yeah, it was pretty interesting. It was pretty interesting about that, and yeah, I mean, shit hasn't slowed down. You look at the Ukraine now. Oh, and then that's the other thing we were gonna talk about was the that like TikTok ban. I watched on Joe Rogan's. I saw you post something about it that you were like, this is like almost the same thing as the Patriot Act. And then I saw on Joe Rogan's Instagram, he reposted something Tulsi Gabbard did on the news. Did you see that?
No, I haven't.
Oh, well, what it was like her explaining that like nowhere in the fucking bill does it say TikTok anywhere. Like it
No.
doesn't even mention TikTok, and it's all about how it gives these like unelected, members of government the ability to pretty much make VPNs obsolete, like search all this data and browsing history, and like it's just another fucking deeper dive, into the like the private, data and lives of Americans. It was a way for the government to essentially spy on you harder than they already do.
Yeah. So this is what I was talking about. This is what I was, texting with people back and forth on that post that I made, and been talking to people about before, is that the TikTok ban, they're using TikTok as the scapegoat for this bill they're trying to pass, which you're right, it gives them access to not just like it doesn't just take away VPNs and make them obsolete, it makes them illegal. It gives them access to your personal routers, your mobile networks, your anything that's connected to the internet at all. It gives them complete overarching access to it. So it's basically like the Patriot Act, except worse, right? So the other side, like, note or caveat to that is that they actually went through this thing with Zuckerberg like a year or two ago, where they're like, "Hey, why are you selling our data? Where's the money going? Who's paying you for the data?" Da, 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 da. And so they actually made him pay so many millions of dollars in fines for the breach of data and privacy that they had of him selling people's personal data on, right? But instead of doing that with TikTok, now they've come up with this bill, right? And this bill kind of came out of nowhere, which kind of makes me think like, oh, they've probably been, writing this thing for a while, getting ready to, for a reason to use it. And I mean, TikTok really just gave them the perfect scapegoat to do so. I mean, they really did. Like, don't get me wrong. I don't use TikTok. I think it's stupid. I think it's fucking pretty dangerous to kids, just like any other social media. It's too addictive. Any application that they don't actually use in the country that makes it is very telling because they don't use TikTok in China. They use a version of TikTok that's like has a timer on it. And it's got like it talks about science and learning and stuff like that. So it's fucking, they don't even use it there, but they're happy to send it over here. Just makes them heaps of money.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with you for sure. Like the whole like from like a bird's eye view of it, I'm like this shit seems nuts. Like the fact that they don't let their own country use the version, like the full unfiltered version, is pretty telling in itself. But also, I gotta say, the fact that neither one of us use it, like, I don't know how much we can speak on it as far as like how detrimental it is. I just know a lot of people that are like, it took like phone addiction like up a few more levels, and that was enough for me to be like, oh, like I'm not using it because I don't think because like I don't think that it's like or because I think it's stupid or whatever. I'm not using it because I'm scared of it because I know how good it is just from like seeing my friends use it.
That's exactly right, dude. It's grown ass people that I know as well, grown ass men and women that are successful business owners or fucking successful, like office workers, people that are high up in companies, whatever, and they are just fucking glued to TikTok, man. Just glued to it, just flicking through, fucking looking at like the next video, just nonstop, and it just sucks you in, man.
But it's, from my understanding, once again, it's so good. Like it's such a
Is it?
good way.
What's good about it?
It's a good way for to be creative to create user content, and it's only and it's really fosters creativity is what I'm trying to say. From everybody that I've heard that uses it, like there's some fucking funny shit, dude, on TikTok. You ever did some like TikToks? You watch them, you're like,
Yeah,
oh shit.
I've seen heaps of TikToks. Yeah, I've seen the TikToks. Fucking hilarious. It's also filled with bullshit. It's also filled with stupid people with stupid opinions. So it's just like YouTube. The only difference is that it's fucking YouTube has an autoplay feature that plays the next video, never stops, never ends. But TikTok has convinced you to keep swiping to the next video. Keep swiping to the next video. It's never ending. TikTok's never ending. If you go on your phone on Facebook, right, and you scroll on your wall, you will eventually get to the end of the wall. There's an end. It ends. It's long, but it is there. YouTube, not so much, but like there's some things about it that are really annoying, like the ads. TikTok, man, it's never ending. It's a nonstop fucking video fest.
Just keeps
and it might help.
and
It might
going.
help foster some creativity, just like everything else does. It also helps foster a lot of bullshit, just like everything else does. It's the addictive nature of it, which is gonna fucking really start to show cracks soon, I think. And the thing is, like, I'm not just saying like we should fuck. I'm not. Trust me, I'm not saying we should ban TikTok. All right. I don't think the government should be allowed to just ban that stuff, especially when they can't even get fucking cybersecurity right in their own fucking backyard, right? The DoD, gets hacked every year. There's a virus that goes to the DoD. You don't hear about it very often, but it happens. You can look that shit up, all right? Not only that, but the billions of dollars that the IRS can't find that the Pentagon loses every year. Every year they fail to audit because they lost billions of dollars, but they're telling us that we can't be trusted with this fucking Chinese app that steals our data. And ultimately, dude, it's just because they want the data, right? It's not because China's taking it. It's because they're not getting paid for it. And they don't want China doing what they could be doing in their own backyards. Right?
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about with that bill, I guess, that's being proposed. It's just like it's like another infringement on like the rights and privacy of Americans that like we still haven't repealed the fucking Patriot Act, which was insane. The
No.
ability to like what was the Patriot
Wiretap
Act?
and
It was pretty much the ability to like without a warrant listen on your phone calls, fucking your emails. Without a warrant, the government could just look at that shit if they
yep.
suspect you of terrorism, which
Yeah.
fuck knows what that means. And
Well, the
this is like
definition
just
changes,
the
doesn't it?
yeah, this is just the more evolved step in that
Yeah.
process. Be like, okay, now it's been 20 years. The world, the internet looks a lot different, and as far as their ability to harvest your data is now, be like, oh, okay, now we gotta update this bill essentially. But what made me think about it as well was the fucking TSA. I
What
fucking
about the
hate
TSA?
TSA, man.
Yeah.
I every time I go through TSA, I think about that quote from I think it was I don't know, it might have been Ben Franklin, or somebody I don't remember who exactly said it, but it was if you sacrifice freedom for security, you deserve neither.
Mm.
And I'm like, why the fuck do I have to take off my shoes, get like body scanned, fucking stand in line, be late for a flight, fucking take off everything I own, metal, all my shit searched, just to get on public transportation, essentially.
Mm.
And like yes,
Yeah.
I get the concept of like, well, if you don't do that, then maybe somebody could get through, and that has ne'er do well intentions. But
Mm.
you can also just pay. You can just pay money to be. You can give the fucking government more money to be like TSA pre-check, and then you don't have to do any of it. You can just fucking minimal searching and then just go through. I'm like,
Yeah.
how the fuck did we ever gain the ability just to give them money? So like you're saying, if like a potential ne'er do well just paid $65 a year, that they all the security things that we put in place are pointless
Mm.
and just a fucking hassle and a nuisance to the American people. Because that's exactly what the
Yeah.
fuck it
And
looks like.
they've made a subscription service to your personal freedom, right?
Yeah,
That just in that
they're
instance,
literally
they've made a
selling you.
subscription service to your personal freedom.
They're selling you back your freedom that they took away.
Yeah. Yeah.
God damn. I mean, now that I think about it, that's the most American thing I've ever heard.
Peak capitalism, baby.
Peak.
Do you remember? Dude, I can't remember his name. But remember, it was like in the 80s, I think, or the 70s, where that dude robbed that plane, right? And then he jumped out of the plane, robbed a bank or robbed a plane, and then he jumped out of the plane over like Oregon, Washington forest, and they never found him.
Did he have a parachute?
Yeah, he took one of the airplane's parachutes. That was
What do you mean
actually
he robbed the
this is
plane?
like a really, I don't know. The plane's got money. I don't know. I think he might have robbed a bank and then gone and jumped on a plane and then jumped out of the plane. I forget. I can't remember. Really well-known story. I'm fucking mucking it up real bad.
I was like,
but,
man,
you know,
that's a
there's-
crazy story.
There's
any part of
it
that's
really
true.
is. It's a no. It's a very well-known story, and they've never found the guy. Right? They never recovered the money. Never found the guy. And there's a lot of conspiracy theories about it that guy actually worked for like the CIA or the FBI, and that whole thing was staged so they could start implementing heavier airplane security checks, right, airline security checks around that time, which is exactly what happened. After he fucking said he was going to blow up the plane, he hijacked it, jumped out with the money, and was never found again. Then they started doing more increased security checks on airplanes,
I thought
right?
the TSA was invented because of 9/11.
No. Oh, no, dude. No. No, TSA's been around a while. And even if it
Well,
was invented because of 9/11, they still had an organization that was there doing security before. They were still doing security checks. Because there was none.
but
There
it
was almost
wasn't
no checks on
It
planes.
wasn't nearly as ramped up though. I thought 9/11 was the fucking culminating factor to.
Oh, it ramped it up, yeah, for sure. But actually, these other events, this other hijacking that happened, is actually the beginning of the ramping up of flight security. And
Was this in the 90s
I guess in
or
some
what?
sense, nah, way earlier than that. Yeah, way earlier than that.
Oh.
It's like the 60s to the 80s, I think. Somewhere in there, I forget. I don't know. I'm botching up the time and the story and the names and the events, and the whole thing is just completely botched.
Oh, it's
But,
like the who, what,
that's
when, where, and
facts.
why.
All right, that's fucking facts. All right, listeners, those are all true things, even though they're botched. Look it up. Look it up. Anyway,
Look it up.
but
Fucking
yeah.
botched them, bro.
No, so I don't know, man. Like it just seems like, because I mean, here's the thing, right? You hear about these stories where, like they say like there's the FBI catches some known terrorists, right? They had a plot to fucking go blow up a Senate building, yeah, but the FBI, there was like there's this one story specifically where there was like 8 dudes, right? They had this plot. 6 of them were FBI agents, and 2 of them were 2 dickheads that they arrested as terrorists, right? And then the 6 FBI agents fucking organized with them, convinced them to do it, fucking gave them the means, gave them the equipment that was all faulty because obviously it was a fucking, what do they fucking call that?
Well, and they gave them the idea.
I don't know.
That was the part that
They're like,
really.
hey, you don't like these people? Yeah.
Oh, go on. Yeah.
Sorry, there's a bit of delay. You go ahead, dude.
Oh,
You go ahead.
I was just gonna say that they gave them the idea to fucking do the thing, and then and then you get into the January 6th stuff, and you're like, how many FBI agents were there? Yeah. So who knows about all that shit? I just really fucking hate the TSA. Like, I don't know a clearer way to say that. Just because it literally is an embodiment of like exactly what I mentioned. Of like we gave up freedom for security. And ultimately now we don't really have either. Because of capitalism, they found a way to sell it back to us for a price.
Right.
And
I mean, it's really just
so
for poor
fucked.
people, isn't it?
Yeah.
The security is really only for, like, oh, well, we're going to take your freedom and you can buy it back if you've got money. If you don't, well, you're kind of on your own, dude. You kind of have to go through all these checks. We get to look at the inside of your asshole if you wear the wrong kind of hat and your skin color is just the wrong color palette. We can take you in the back room, stick a finger up your bum just to make sure there's no bombs on you. Also, your cousin, we convinced him to go blow up a building, and now he's arrested. So, good job. Terrorism runs in your family now, not ours. And, yeah, you're brown, you wear a hat that doesn't make sense, so we're putting you in jail.
Yeah, that'll do it. Do they have? I assume they have a version of TSA in Australia. No.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Is it
almost
just
every country
as-
has a version of it.
Is it just as like intense as America?
No way, dude. America is fucking the worst for it, for sure.
God, man.
For sure. It's actually kind of a joke in a lot of places. When you talk to people that have gone to America, they're like, that's fucking stupid. Because there's like like if you do international travel here, they're pretty strict. Like they check you if, you know, they've got the drug sniffing dogs. They've got like the bomb fucking, it's like a bomb residue wand that they wave over some people that they pull aside. But for the most part, you just go in, you walk through a metal detector. That's it. They don't do like the full body scans or anything. But yeah, dude, people that go to the States, man, like, they're like, what the fuck? Why did they make me take off my shoes? Yeah. Why do I have to take my shoes off? Like, dude, it's because you fucking could have bombs in your shoes. I don't know. Well, what about my fucking, like, toothpaste? They made me throw my toothpaste away. I'm like, yeah, it could be a bomb, bro. You don't fucking know. All right? A little bottle of water that I'm just going to refill back in the, like, I'm going to empty it out outside the security. I'm going to take it in. I'm going to refill it inside security. It's a water bottle that I bought here in the airport. I'm like, yeah, man. Could be a fucking bomb in that water bottle that you bought at the airport, bro. Fuck knows. All right, so it's your fucking security, okay? So you're paying for it, all right?
Yeah, and then silly. Literally, so I'm kind of a sweaty guy. I don't know if you know this about me, but like literally those fucking body scans that you have to sit there and like hold your arms up and get scanned, and then you walk out of it, and then they're like, "Hey, we have to molest you in a certain area because it's wet," and I'm like, well, yeah, it's wet because that's where I keep my bombs. God damn it, on my back and in my crotch.
Yeah. Imagine creating a scanning machine that checks for moisture, right? You know, they're tired of checking for metal. They're tired of checking for wires. Bomb residue just isn't getting enough hits as it used to, and like back in the fucking 2010s, right? You know, it's 2020s, bro. It's time to start checking for sweat.
What if your pussy's just really wet? What if you're just really wet pussy, dude?
Off to the gulag for you, dude. Off to the fucking gulag, your wet ass pussy, bro. You can't just fly with a wet pussy nowadays. What the fuck you think you are? Fuck off, dude. That's a matter of national security, man. Fucking hell. What do you think we're running here? Fucking whatever fucking, I don't know, goddamn Sweden or some shit. This is a fucking America, all right? No sweaty fucking pussies. No juicy ass backs. No fucking bombs on our planes. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Unless you pay that $65 a year.
It was you got a little bit of money. That's not even that much money, dude. If you have a little bit of money, we'll make these problems go away for you. Janie told me that she had a bottle of shampoo that like the last time she went through TSA, she was like, oh, when we went through this time, she was like nervous because she didn't know if, you know, what she had in her fucking thing. And I was like, why the fuck are we nervous at TSA? We're not fucking terrorists. Why the fuck should we be nervous when we're at TSA? There's no fucking reason for that. And she's like, well, last time they made me dump out my very expensive shampoo bottle. And then I was like, fuck. That's fucking terrorism.
Motherfuckers.
That's fucking terrorism right there. We should be able to fucking bring shampoo to the destination that we want to go to. I thought about making her shove some weed in a condom up her pussy, but decided not to.
Yeah. Could have worked, dude. You could have just put that shit in your luggage, man. Would have been fun, dude. Tiny little nug wrapped up in 2 Ziploc baggies with duct tape inside a, I don't know, vitamin bottle, sorted.
I'm a pussy, dude.
Not that I know how to do that or would ever do that, because I would never fucking do that.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Unless you got $65, dude.
Well, okay, so it's the same thing when you have a cop following you, right? You're not breaking the law. You're not doing anything wrong. You're not speeding. You're not driving erratically, but you've got a cop behind you. And it makes you fucking nervous. And then, when they do pull you over, you get fucking really nervous. Because you know you're not doing anything wrong. So why are they fucking pulling you over? And that right there, that is a serious problem. Right? Cops are supposed to be there for you to, like, hey, excuse me, officer, there's a crime happening over there. Not, Hey, excuse me, officer. Don't shoot me, bro. Just letting you know. I'm not aggressive towards you or anything. I just wanted to let you know that there's a crime. I'm not involved, by the way. Not involved with the crime, by the way. But there's a crime over there. Please don't shoot me or my dog. Appreciate it. Crime's over there. Thank you, sir. That shouldn't even be a fucking worry. You should be able to approach any police officer and tell them, hey, there's a crime going on. And without them looking at you like, what'd you fucking do? Are you distracting me from the actual crime? Because the crime right here is the way you're dressed, baby. Fucking go on down to Gucci Vuitton or whatever the Louis fuckface McGee's, whatever the fucking, I don't know. I'm fucking trailing off. But you know what I mean? Like, like why is it that cops make us so fucking nervous when you're not doing anything wrong? Isn't that an issue? Isn't that something we should fucking address? Because you don't feel that way about firefighters, do you?
No, I think because, you know, I want to do certain things with my freedom that other people that I've never met and are somehow part of a system of money and war and politics have decided that should be not okay for me to do, but I want to do those things. So I still do those things, and then they have an army that patrols the streets to make sure that I'm not doing those things that they don't want me to do. And I go,
Yeah.
well, fuck you. I'm a rebel. I'm gonna do those things, unless it's smuggling weed to Kansas, because I definitely did not do that. I pushed out pretty hard.
Definitely don't want to do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
I wanted to make my wife a drug mule and decided against it because of I gave up freedom for security. That's what happened. I did it too. I'm what is it? Implicit in this whole matter. I'm not innocent here. I fucking I take my shoes off and then I bitch about it under my breath and I get on the plane, dude. That's what I do. Fucking bullshit.
I mean, if you even had a choice, which you really don't. Like, if you want to fly, if you want to do the thing that you paid money to do, then you have to go along with what they want you to do. There's no choice in it.
I don't want to drive
on the
8 hours.
Like, no, and you can get in trouble for driving 8 hours with a bit of weed up your wife's vagina as well, dude. Fucking they catch you doing that, they're like, what the fuck are you doing? You got fucking weed up your wife's puss. Like, yeah, hey, we're driving 8 hours. What else are you gonna do with it, dude? Fuck off.
Well, and like
now.
That, dude, that's the thing. From Colorado to Kansas is like, because obviously Colorado's like known for fucking weed. You know, like they're the first state to legalize marijuana recreationally. And right, and I guess they do fucking patrol the border for like, you got any weed? Like if you're coming from Colorado to Kansas, they're like, if you get stopped by the cops, they're like, you got any weed in here? And you're like, no, officer, and they're like, I got a dog, and you're like, don't. It's in her pussy. It's in her pussy. Damn it,
dog. It's in her pussy. It's in her pussy, I swear.
Oh, god damn it, dude. I gotta piss.
So true.
What are we at?
We're at an hour, dude. Did you want to cut it, stop there, and go to the Brorch, or did you want to do a Brorch still, or do you got time? I don't know what your time frame is for dinner and all that.
Let's cut it and let me take a piss and I'll let you know.
Okay, sounds good. Everybody, thank you for joining us on this episode of the podcast. Thank you, Jonah, for joining us all the way from the basement in Kansas. We really appreciate y'all coming here and out, listening to us talk about the TSA and stuff. come out on the Brorch, dude. Come listen to us talk. We may or may not do one today. Don't know yet. But there will be something on there, and I will allude to it in the description of this podcast. So if you like what you hear, go to the link below and click on it. Give us some money every month, and you can listen to 4 extra episodes a week. Or a month. Fucking not a week. Wow, that'd be heaps. Can you imagine 4 episodes a week? That'd be retarded. Yes.
Just want to say that I love you, dude. Thank you for joining me when you're a 4, and I'm in a basement in Kansas. I love that we do this, dude. It's sometimes it's fucking inconvenient as fuck, but I still love to spend this time with you. So.
Oh, dude, I will spend this time with you regardless of how big of a cheese plug I have in my ass is. All right? I will always... One of these days, I'm going to eat so much goat cheese that I've got to do the podcast from the toilet. And on that day, I look forward to. Yeah. Love you heaps, dude. Love you guys. We will see you soon.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
That's how I end every phone call at work.